Hello, and welcome to the Master Your Metabolism mini masterclass. This video is going to be just about 15 minutes long, but I'm going to pack it with a lot of value and talk about a lot of stuff to help you really see your metabolism in a whole new way so you understand how to work with it and not against it. And if you haven't met me or aren't familiar with me, my name is Nicole. I'm from Dance to the Beat. I'm a women's health coach that specializes in focusing on improving your metabolism, balancing your hormones, and having more energy by getting to the root cause. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. So today's roadmap, we are going to start with why traditional diets probably haven't worked for you, or why it's been hard to stick to a plan long term, or maybe why what you're doing isn't working. And then we're going to go into how to actually master your metabolism, how to support your metabolism at the root cause by working with your hormones. And then finally, I'm going to give you a free tool that will actually give you some more insight into specifically what is going on for you and help you really figure out what you need to focus on so that you feel like you have a little bit more control and you can really feel good in your body again. So chances are, if you've landed here, then you are probably a little bit frustrated with something that's going on in your body. Most women I talk to feel like they just don't have any control over their metabolism. The things they're doing before aren't working anymore. A lot of times they don't have a lot of energy. They might not be sleeping well. In general, like we know something's off, and maybe the doctors have told you like you're just getting older or everything's fine. And you're like, I don't feel fine. And that can be really frustrating. And I totally get that. I was in that same position many years ago, dealing with a hormonal imbalance, trying to just eat less and work out more and fast and do all the things that I was told to do. And I wasn't sleeping well and nothing was changing. And I just got really, really frustrated. So what we're going to do today is we are going to go through, the 5 steps, there's actually kind of 6, to master your metabolism, to understand what these root causes are so that you can understand how to really feel good in your body again. So first I want to talk about diets and why they really don't work, or why they may not be working long term. So number one, most diets are just focused on weight loss. The diet is not really meant for you to have more energy or sleep better or heal your digestion or anything like that. So a lot of these are just focused on weight loss, anything to do to lose weight, which may work short term. But the problem is that a lot of them aren't designed to actually support women's hormones long term. And so they may actually be doing more damage than good. And once you damage your hormones, or once those become unbalanced, then if your goal is weight loss, it's going to be really, really difficult until you heal your hormones. So things like intermittent fasting, especially, all of those studies were done on men. They actually aren't great for women's hormones, especially as we age and our adrenals are already taking over a lot of the work that maybe our ovaries used to do. So our adrenals are very much affected by long periods of fasting. So intermittent fasting for more than 12 hours for most women is not going to work. And the studies have not been done on women to prove that. Like all the studies of the benefits were done on men. Same with the ketogenic diet. Keto, yes, you can lose some weight short term, but long term, not having carbs is not a good strategy. It is not good for women's hormones. And again, once you start doing things to damage the hormones, especially like our adrenal hormones or our estrogen and progesterone, it's going to make weight loss a lot harder. And beyond weight loss, it's going to make you maybe have sleep problems or end up disrupting your energy or just making you not really feel good. So that's the first problem with diets, is that most of them are just focused on weight loss, not actually helping you feel good in your body. The second one is that diets don't really focus on any emotional triggers that we might have, right? So most diets are just like, eat this, don't eat this, eat at this time, don't eat at this time. But the problem is that a lot of us have stories and patterns from our childhood or from something that happened. And we need to look at those. We need to look at the way that we think about food. There's a lot more depth to this. And if you're just trying to follow a plan and feeling like I can't do it, I don't have the willpower, it's not that you don't have the willpower. It's that you're not focusing on the deeper stuff going on here that helps you make the decisions that are actually going to serve you. So that's another problem that there are with traditional diets that are out there. The third issue with diets is that they don't really teach you to listen to your body. And I think that we just have this beautiful innate intelligence where our bodies will tell us what we need. But we do have to learn to kind of listen to those messages and understand what they need. And most diets are, again, eat this, don't eat this, eat at this certain time, when maybe our bodies are like, no, I actually am hungry, or I feel like I do need this kind of food, or I don't want this. But we're trying to stick to this plan rather than just listening to that innate intelligence. So that's kind of another problem that there are with diets. The last problem is that if we're looking at like calories in versus calories out, there are a couple issues with this. One is that between calories in and between calories out, there's our metabolism. There's the way that our body works. So some people could eat the same amount of calories, and one person might be losing weight and one person might be gaining weight because of how their metabolism works and because of a lot of other factors, especially with their hormones. So it doesn't really take the health of our metabolism into consideration. Another issue is that if we're just counting calories and we're looking at food as calories, like that's diminishing food to like such a small version of what it really is. So food is made up of micronutrients and macronutrients and all of these things that all our messages to our body, they all tell our bodies to do something. So food is actually information. It's not just calories. You know, some food that we eat is going to tell us that we're hungry an hour later. Some food that we eat is going to tell us that we're satiated and we don't need to eat anymore. You know, other foods that we eat are going to give us the nutrients we need to support our hormones and our brain and what we need for sleep. And other foods might have the same calories and not be doing all those things. So we really need to look at food as information and not just calories. And the calories in, calories out does not take anything into consideration when it comes to our hormones or metabolism. So now that you can see why traditional dieting and dieting kind of tactics don't really work, and especially don't work for women and don't work long term, you might be wondering, you know, okay, what can we do instead? How do we really support our metabolism? You know, how do we do the things that not only if weight loss is one of your goals, but actually make us feel better and have more energy and all of those things? So what we have to understand is that there are 5 kind of physical root causes that affect almost everything else in the body, and all of those things are connected. So I'm going to bring up a slide right now so I can kind of visually show you, and I'll kind of talk you through this. So if you're looking at the slide, you'll see at the bottom that there are 5 root causes. So these 5 root causes: gut health, stress, micronutrients, which means the vitamins and minerals that we eat, your liver health, and your blood sugar. Those 5 root causes affect all of those things above them. So especially, you know, a lot of people come to me like, I don't have energy. What can I take for energy? What can I do for energy? Well, understand your energy is affected by all of those things at the bottom. So what you really need to do is figure out which one of those things at the bottom may be out of balance or maybe not be super healthy. Improve that, and that will not only improve, you know, your energy, it might also improve your sleep and your mood and even your skin health, you know, especially when it comes to things like stress. Stress affects everything because our stress hormones are meant to keep us alive. Survival is the most important. So stress affects so many things in the body. So when we think about, you know, our other hormones like estrogen and progesterone, and that may lead to PMS symptoms or menopause symptoms, that is affected by stress. So it's important for us to focus on stress. It's important for us to focus on all of these things. And then that will help those other kind of issues that we might be having at the top. Another way to think about this is if you're thinking about weight loss or how our metabolism works, you know, a lot of how well our metabolism functions, how well we're able to efficiently burn food for fuel, relies on our thyroid and our thyroid hormones. And our thyroid hormones, a lot of people are like, okay, if my thyroid isn't healthy, you know, like what can I take for that? Actually, what it is, our thyroid is affected by so many of these other things. So, you know, like our gut health, you know, we have a lot of our thyroid hormones that are converted in the gut. Most of our thyroid hormones are converted in the liver. So if we're having thyroid issues and we're not looking at our gut health and we're not looking at our liver health, we're really not getting to the root cause. But if we improve our gut health and we improve our liver health and we get the right micronutrients to support our thyroid and our thyroid functions more effectively, we will burn food for fuel more efficiently, i.e. we will improve our metabolism. And, you know, if weight loss was something that we were aiming to do, then that's something that would happen more easily by improving those root causes. So any of those things at the top are affected by those things at the bottom. And something else to realize too is that some of these root causes, and some of these hormonal imbalances will actually cause our body to hold on to weight. So if you have an underactive thyroid, you will put on weight. It'll be very hard to lose weight. Same with your adrenals, which are your stress hormones. So if your adrenals are, going not sufficient, you're not making enough, or you've made too many, overdrive, or either way, it's not a great place. You want those to be in a nice kind of like level homeostasis kind of place. But if those are not, that again, like women's bodies will hold on to weight if we've got some cortisol issues, which is a stress hormone. So another way that our hormones can cause us to kind of hold on to weight is like our sex hormones, estrogen, especially if we're estrogen dominant. This can also cause some weight gain kind of around like the hips and thighs. So when these hormones are kind of out of balance, it's going to cause some weight gain. If we're just doing whatever we can to lose weight and we're not looking at those root causes and we're not actually improving the health of those hormones, this is when a lot of times it doesn't actually work. We don't feel good and we feel like we're just spinning our wheels and not getting anywhere. And honestly, working out harder and dieting harder is not going to work. What works is focusing on these 5 root causes at the bottom. So now that you have seen how it's all connected, basically, if we think about the steps to improve our metabolism, what we need to do, we just work through those 5 root causes. So number 1, balance your blood sugar. Number 2, create a healthy gut. Number 3, work on minimizing or learning how to manage your stress and supporting your stress hormones. Number 4, supporting your liver and minimizing the toxins. And number 5, making sure you're getting the essential nutrients. So like the essential vitamins and minerals from food or, if needed, supplements for a short period of time. There's also one more kind of root cause that I want to talk about. Those are the physical root causes, but I would say that there's a 6th step to really master your metabolism, because you have to take the emotional triggers and those into consideration. If you're someone who has tried diet after diet and they haven't worked, or you think you know what to eat, but then you go out with your friends and all of a sudden like you can't make the choices that serve you, or you just know that like you keep making decisions that aren't great for you and you can't figure out why, the emotional component is so, so important. And so that's looking at the patterns and the stories and where they came from and really rewiring that, so that once you know what to eat and once you know how to do all of these steps to master your metabolism, you actually will be able to do it. You'll be capable of doing it and following through with that. So now that you understand a little bit more about the root causes, why diets don't work, the steps to take to improve your metabolism, you might be wondering, okay, like how do I know which one of these to focus on? How do I know what root cause is really going to be most important for me? So I have put together a free metabolic checklist. It should be in your email right now. So once you finish this video in a few minutes, if you want to go ahead and check that checklist, just check off kind of whatever you're feeling. There's a lot of things there. Realize I'm not a doctor. This is just to kind of help you understand your body. And it'll kind of give you some insight into what root causes might be, imbalanced or not in a great place and where to focus that. So once you do that, I do want to invite you to take the next step, and I want to offer you kind of a free mini coaching session. So what this is basically just reply to that email. Let me know what you find out, or just in your own words, let me know what is going on for you. Because chances are, if you're here, you're probably feeling frustrated. You might be cursing your body. You might be feeling like, why are you doing this to me? Or even shaming yourself. And you may also just be looking for some answers. And I would love to give you some insight and give you at least the first step to kind of get you going on your journey. So go ahead, reply to that email. Let me know what's going on for you. And then I'll send you back like a little mini coaching and some ideas that I think will really, really help you feel good in your body. In that email, there will also be another link if you feel like that is not enough support and you want to hop on a free 45-minute metabolic breakthrough session. We can really talk through all these root causes and talk through, the emotional triggers, talk through it all and kind of lay out a plan and a better path for you if that's something that feels aligned for you. So there is that option as well, but at the very least, please, let's connect more deeply. I want to get you started on this path, give you a couple, tips that you can do right now. And all you need to do is just shoot me an email reply and we can get that started. So I'm looking forward to connecting with you a little bit more, and I hope this has been really insightful for you to really understand your body more and understand how to not only master your metabolism, but to be able to support your hormones, to have more energy, and to just really feel good again.